Hi guys, I'm back, and as you can see I have four colors and a black surface. This is a 6" by 6" tile, ceramic tile, that I've poured some somewhat thinned out black paint on. And I'm going to take my colors here, and I can't tell you what colors they are because they are actually a mixture of several colors. Each color is a mixture of different paints. So I don't want to go through 9 million different paints telling you what I mixed together. Suffice it to say, it took a while, and took some experimenting. It took, me sort of mixing up paints and figuring out, what colors went really well together, blah, blah, blah. So all I can say about your colors is if you like these colors, go buy a bunch of colors and start mixing together and see what you come up with. Now, these colors are all mixed with metallic paints. So what we're going to do today on this little black tile is, this was sort of a sample piece right here. I don't really care for the way this leaf turned out, but I dropped some black paint in it, so I had to redo it. Anyway, we're going to do some tiny chain pulls. These are using my little bitty chain that create my world's tiniest chain pulls. And we're going to create some flowers on a black background. I really like the colors, especially metallic colors, on the black. They sort of sink into the black a little bit, but it just makes it feel like it's like midnight in the Garden of Eden type thing. So that's what I'm going to work on. And we're going to use these three colors for the flower, and then some green leaves at the bottom. And yeah, that's basically it. So I'm going to move these out of the way, because let's move our little sample piece out of the way so we don't get any paint on it, drip any more paint on it, because Ella's already claimed this one. I can't get paint all over it. So I've got a cup of water here, and I set that off to the side. Here's my little baby chain. It's basically from a child's necklace, so it's really fine. And then I've got a wet washcloth to wipe my fingers off on, and a dry washcloth to wipe my chain off with after I dunk it in the water. That way I can clean my chain off in a cup of water. I don't have to go to the sink and all that. So we're just going to start with, doesn't really much matter to me which color we start with, so we're just going to start with this bright orange. And I wrap the chain around my finger because sometimes I tend to drop it down in the paint and you don't have to dig around for it. So, but when you're pulling your chain out of you pull it all the way up, and then just lightly, very so lightly, drag the chain between your fingers. Now we're probably going to end up with just a couple flowers on this one. And I'm probably going to be super quiet during all of this, because there's really not much to talk about through all this. But you want to drag it really slowly so that your black paint sort of comes along with the chain. And then remember that the way you drag it is how your flower stem is going to be. So pay attention to these little details as you're slowly dragging your chain through the black there. So I'm just dunking it in my water, running it through my fingers as I pull it out of the water, which pretty much takes off all the paint. And then run it through my dry washcloth, and there we go. Nice, clean, dry chain, ready for the next color. I think we will do some of this sort of frosty pink. I was actually thinking about, once I started mixing all these colors together, I started thinking, well, maybe I'll mix up my own paints and sell my own paint. So, if you guys are interested in these colors, I could definitely make them again. And, if you're interested in purchasing paint colors from me, I'd be glad to mix some up for you. And you kind of want to cover over the little parts that you don't like. as you're going along, because it fixes it. If you guys haven't seen my tiny chain pulls before, I'm not sure which video it is. I've got several actually, where I do world's tiniest chain pulls. So just look up world's tiniest chain pulls. And I've got some really pretty little pieces that I created specifically for jewelry. Now this little tile is actually going to be, if it turns out well, I'm going to put some resin on it, and that should make it super, super pretty, and we'll have what I like to call desk art. Or you can put it on the wall, you know, obviously you can put it wherever you want to. Now we're going to use this sort of salmon color. Now this one did not show up well in the little sample piece I did, so I'm going to try and just really super lightly, even more lightly than I did the first time around, drag my fingers over that chain. And you have to kind of decide where you want to go. And you want to overlap. You don't want to go do all your little pieces, you know, from the top of the tile and then down again. Because if you overlap, it makes them look a little more 3D. I'm not sure why this one doesn't really, well, there we go. It came out. Kind of rolled over that color right there. So I think what we're going to do is maybe take some more orange and we'll go over that spot again. I think I like my first little piece better. My little sample piece, which is usually what happens. I'll do a sample piece and I'll love it and try and do it again, and I won't be able to get it anything close to what I had the first time. But that is okay too. No big deal. So back in the orange, kind of a pumpkin orange. And I'm not sure when I'm going to post this video. It might be out of order with the other ones, so if I say something that doesn't sound quite right, as far as like order of videos or paint colors that I might have used in the last video, it's because I might want to just put this in a different order. If that makes sense to you guys. Let's go back over this one. Now we kind of just rolled over the other little ones there, but that's okay. There we go. This is a little time consuming. That's the one thing about these little chain pulls, is they do take a while to do. Okay, I think we're going to do the pale pink one more time and probably call that one a day, and we'll move on to another one. And like I said, when you're pulling that chain up through your fingers, you're just barely doing it. Very lightly pinching it. Let's do it back over here. And back down through there. And if you pull your chain back through the center, especially on this last one, it'll help a lot. And see, with that you can go through and you can get rid of that, just scrape it off, or you can run your green through it. But I think that one is done. I like that one. Well, I really would have liked to have seen maybe one more drag with the other color. Sorry, but I like this color, the salmon color, and there's not much of it in there. Well, you know what? Maybe I should leave it alone, because I kind of like that one. So we'll start off with that one for the middle. But I think I'm going to do the green first. We got to wash off our little chain. Okay. So with this, like I said, right here where I don't like that, I could scrape that off, put a little bit of black in there, and then do some green, which I may do because I don't care for that. So I am going to, you can also take your palette knife, sorry guys, take a palette knife and sort of scrape that little bit off there. And then we're going to replace it with some black. There we go. Now we're going to come in with the green we have here and see about giving us some pretty little leaves. Again, lightly touching the chain, very, very lightly. And at this point, you want to go off of give yourself an edge up there. And it's just going to be ever so slight. And there we go. It's not meant to be exactly perfect. I can see that we have no green line in there, but you've got the idea of it in there, and I kind of like just having the idea of it in there. Now, if you don't like that, you can take a little toothpick, and run it through there like this. I'm going to put it in the green. And there we go. You don't want it to be too dense. Sorry if my head's getting in the way, I wasn't paying attention. There we go. Okay. There. So that is flower number 1. I kind of would like to actually have the pink kind of come down a little bit. So I'm going to get another toothpick. And I don't usually fuss too much with my little chain pulls, but when something's bothering me, I'll probably fuss with it until I destroy it. But what I really want to do is just get a little bit of this pink and sort of drag it into that green, which I don't like at all. Okay. We're going to see if we can fix it with some black. This is why you don't do this, because you ruin things. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Sorry guys, I know this is frustrating to watch. You're like, leave it alone, but I can't. You know what? We're going to fix it the right way. Okay, let's put the chain in it. That's going to fix it the right way. So never mind. You know what? Don't take the toothpick to it because it just messes things up sometimes. I'm sure some of you are really good with your toothpicks there, but maybe not so much. No, don't like that either. Don't like that either. So if you just bear with me a minute, we're going to move those out of the way. Set that down. I gotta get some of this paint off my fingers. Okay, let's get rid of that altogether, because it's just ruining the poor little painting. And let's put some more black in there. Okay, now let's take green chain one more time and see if we can't make that a happier stem. Okay, we're going to get a hold of the thing there. I'm just going to go back over this because there. I'm going to leave that. It's the idea of it, but it's not solid. I'm going to leave it because I like it. I should have left it before when I said I liked it, shouldn't I? Alright, lesson learned. Let's move on to the next flower. Okay, so we're going to start with this pretty salmon-y color for this one. We're going to make it taller. It's going to be a taller flower. I might have pinched that a little bit too much. Hopefully not, but let's start from here. And then we're going to slowly drag it. Yeah, I think I dragged a little too much of paint off of it, but that's okay. We can actually just go back over it. We can go back over it. That's the beauty of these little projects, these little chain pulls, is that you just go back over it and it fixes the whole thing. Whatever part you don't like. There we go. All right, next. That is still driving me crazy. I know we're going to revisit that, so y'all don't scream when I do it. Okay, let's go with this color. Okay, Next color, our pretty icy pink. And I'm really not going to talk much through the rest of these flowers, so y'all feel free to, either sit and watch. I might say something along the way, or just fast forward if you want. I won't be offended. That pink does really well in there. I don't think we're going to do a real long flower on this one. I think we're going to, let's go for some more of the salmon, which is really not salmon, it's a mixture of, I do not remember what this is mixed with. I think I'm going to do it nice, thick, so hopefully it will show up a little better. Okay. There we go. There we go. And then we're going to do one more little bright orange, and hopefully that last one will work out well and we won't need to do any more. And then we'll do a much shorter one on the other side. Of course, I didn't remember to change my shirt, so of course I have paint all over this shirt again. I don't think I own a t-shirt that doesn't have paint all over it anymore. Okay, squeeze that one out. This one's gonna go, I think we'll make it over here. And up through there a little bit. And then kind of up. There we go. Kind of messed up that little pink one right there, so that kind of, I don't know, I kind of like it. It bothered me that that little pink one got kind of messed up, but I'm going to leave it. I do not want to keep fussing with it. Okay, so I'm going to set my chain down real quick, and then, because I've got a lot of color up through here, and I don't want to have that, so I'm going to kind of run my finger through there just to get rid of that. Put some black down. There we go. And then we're going to run some green through it. See if we can't make a little stem and leaf for it. Do the other leaf in just a minute. I don't have enough chain left on this one.
That looks nice, Mom.
Thank you. Oops, got a little too much down there. That's okay, we'll fix it. We'll put some black paint over it and we'll fix it with the next little. Okay, let's put a little black down there, because that kind of, don't like that. There we go. Whoops. Okay. All right. Let's do some more green on this first one. Just a little bit. Okay. That kind of worked.
Wow, really pretty.
Thank you. Okay. Not in love with those, but my water is splattering across there. That's what it is. That's what a little spot is.
Huh.
Okay, let's get over this little orange spot right there. Oh, and it ruined my little leafy thing right there.
Aw.
That's okay. There was a little thing came out from there. I think I want to do that one again. This green is super bright for some reason on here. There we go. I kind of fixed that one. That one needs fixing. There. That's better. Alright, so third flower, third and last flower. I think this video's probably gotten pretty long. So let's decide what color we're going to start with. I think we're going to start with, let's start with the icy pink this time. Although I kind of want to start with the bright orange, because over here the bright orange didn't really stand out. It was really most of the pink. So we're going to do the bright orange again. And we're going to run it through that water spot right there, and that should fix that anyway. Let's make sure we've got enough paint on there to stand out this time. But we weren't going to go all the way up there. We were only going to go partly. Let me think for a minute. I think we could still go up that way. As long as we don't go as high as the other one. There we go. Nice and bright. That's a flower in and of itself. We could just leave it like that.
We could. It would be very pretty.
It would be very simplistic. Minimalistic. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't.
Okay. So, it won't hurt that. It won't hurt the tile. It's just water to come off. Alright, let's do some of the pink. The pink ice. We'll call it pink ice.
That's a nice name for it.
And the good thing about these kinds of paintings is they don't take much paint. So if you don't have much paint left, this is a great thing to do. Because you just need a tiny bit of paint to make this awesome. This one's just going to be a little one. We don't want to run off the edge of the tile because it won't look real good. It will look way off balance. Okay, now we need our sort of salmon color. I'm just barely, barely, barely touching that chain to get the paint off of it. So let's go start here. There we go. I'll go up here a little bit. See if it'll leave a, yeah, there it goes. My water is getting very, very dirty. But we're almost done, so it's okay. Just make sure you drag your chain really good through a dry washcloth before you stick it into the paint. That way you're not contaminating your paints and you can use them a ton. I say that, but I've got a little black spot in there, but that's okay. One little tiny black spot is probably from the water splashing as opposed to me getting paint in there from the chain.
That orange is really pretty.
I know, isn't it? Okay. Do some pale pink now. We're almost done with this little flower. And once I resin this, I'll show it to you guys. It's gonna, I mean, it's really gonna look pretty, I think. Resin just brings out the colors and the metallics and just the shininess. I love resin. I wish I could use it more, but it's just so expensive for me. I just can't afford it. Okay, we're going to do one more little color, and that's going to be it. And then we're going to do some green, and that is going to be it for this little beauty. This is probably actually one of my favorite little techniques to do, is these teeny tiny chain pulls. I don't see a lot of people doing them anymore, but they're my favorite. And they make really cool jewelry when you do them on like photo paper. I might do some more of those again very soon. Maybe even with these colors. Okay. And let's see where we're going with this one. This one needs to go back up, I do believe. There we go. I feel like I need some bright orange at the bottom of that, but I think I'm going to leave that. No, I don't know. That's a tough decision. I don't think I have any of them with, well, no, that middle one's kind of got bright orange at the bottom of it. Nope, I think I'm going to leave it. Let's do some green. I'm going to leave the color in there for the moment and see if the green will drag it out. It may or may not. Grab the bottom of my chain so it doesn't go off in a crazy direction. Oh, I'm not sure that's working. Maybe a little bit too much black in there. I mean, too much green. Oh, and of course the person has to start cutting his grass. It's the moment I start working on this. Not cool.
It's not gonna get good. It's going down.
There we go, that's better. Okay. And then I also see that little water spot right there. That little water spot. Okay, we have to work on the stems because usually I'll put leaves up and down, up and down, up and down instead of trying to put a stem in there. So maybe the next time we do this, we'll do a branches instead of stems. I'm just going to run the torch over it really quick, just popping air bubbles. I do not want cells in this. That's why I don't put silicone in them, because it makes it very strange. Well, I'm trying to give you a close-up, but the paint colors are so washed out now. Let's see if we can back it up just a little bit. That helps a little bit, but not much. There's the green. That's definitely the right color. And there's the salmon. And there's that icy pink. That's about the right color. It's a little more lavender on your screen. And then that orange. That's about the right color. So if we just kind of stay back from it. But we'll get closer just to show you a little bit of the detail. If I can. There we go. Sometimes it can start looking like feathers. Okay guys, there's your pretty for today. I'm sorry it ran a little bit long, but these little bitty chain pulls usually take a while to do. Just because there's so much involved. You got to keep washing the chain off and drying it off and all this stuff. So you guys saw it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for supporting my channel. It's wonderful to have all the new subscribers that I have. If you guys will share and like my video, that would be a huge help. And if you'll watch the ads are the only way I get any kind of, I get a penny or two each time you watch the ad. So if you guys watch the ads, I know some of the ads are really long, so just mute it and let it run through if you have the time. It's greatly appreciated. I hope wherever you are on the planet, you're happy and healthy and you're taking care of each other, staying safe out there still. We're still in the middle, right in the middle of a giant pandemic. And there's a lot of people out there that aren't still taking this too seriously, and that's why it's still around. That's one of the reasons. There's a lot of reasons, but I'm not going to get on my soapbox today. I've done enough of that lately. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, lovely afternoon, evening, morning, whatever time of day it is for you. And see you later. Bye.